it's a lot of different types of Lego. It's everything. It's everything from Lego Space to I don't know, Lego Pirates to everything. Lego is one of the Lego was, I think it was voted tool of, no, not tool, toy, toy of the century, last century, like the most popular toy amongst children. And yeah, it's just, it's everywhere. It's great. It's great because the two things that children need to do. One is build, and the other is destroy. Those are two. These are the two things that children need to do. And they can build it, and they can destroy it, and they can build it again, and they can destroy it again, and build it. And these are the. If you look at what children do, that's it basically. That's what they enjoy. They enjoy building it and destroying it, and it's part of the positive side of the creative mindset. And if you look at the biggest game franchises are games where you can build things. What is the largest and most played game in the world? I believe the video game, computer game in the world. I believe it's Minecraft. And Minecraft is a world where you walk around and you chop down trees, and then you build things with the blocks that you get from chopping down the trees. So it's very, very similar to real life, basically. Yeah, of course, it's all about the process, not really about the graphics and the gameplay. But it's, it works. Roblox is a online gaming platform franchise that is played by children. It's the owner put it on the stock market for shares 2 or 3 weeks ago and made $4.3 billion in one day. Let me repeat that. $4.3 billion in one day on the stock market. And it's a game for children that they play on mobile phones. And the principle is, it's basically digital. It's basically like digital Lego mixed with board games. So people create little games and people jump into the game and play them, and it's all very it's like little level platform games, and it's three-dimensional, and the characters are like Lego characters, and it's I think of myself as I try to be an adult, but it's something that fascinates me, because people look at it and go, oh, it's a children's game. Yes, but it just made $4.3 billion. Do you understand? It's not just a children's game. It's a giant industrial franchise that controls the time of society, because people, especially children, will spend easily an hour or 2 hours in that digital game every day, because it offers them fun, escapism, some freedom, a lot of different things that they can relate to. And it's also super simple, because if I can understand it, it really is. It's like you have left, right, up, down, and a jump button. That's it. That's it. You don't have anything. That's all you control your character, and your character moves through different worlds. It is ultimate simplicity, and the games are built by adults. There was another story I read last week where 2 teenagers built a game in Roblox, and they managed to pay their parents' mortgage on their house from building the game in Roblox. Yeah. Fortnite, which is the largest multiplayer online game in the world at the moment, like a first-person shooter kind of game. Is it first-person shooter? No, it's not, because you're third-person shooter, because you're not actually. It's a third-person perspective. They have a tournament right now. They have one online tournament like this week, and the winner gets $1.3 million. $1.3 million if you win the game.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's more money than you will ever have in your life, probably. Okay. And a kid, a teenager, will get that from winning a video game. You ever feel like you're in the wrong business? Right. Right. It is. It's crazy. And I know about Fortnite because my son plays Fortnite, so I'm aware of that. And I know about Roblox because my middle daughter plays Roblox. So I make it my business to try and learn everything I can about what my children's interests are. They also play Minecraft, but Minecraft still confuses me. I'm a bit like I get it, but I don't look. I pulled a Lego flower out of my pocket. It's a Lego flower. I just put my hand in my pocket, and the Lego flower got stuck to my finger. Right. So yeah, it's. I just find it fascinating from a business perspective. Yeah, as an adult, we sort of look at these things and go, oh, it's just a mobile game, but it's not. It's a giant industry, and these, like Roblox, the whole industry of Roblox supports technical development and developers. I find it quite fascinating because you find some industries where nobody is supported and everybody's just sort of left to do their own thing and sink or swim, right? But they really make an effort in that industry to support people getting to the next level, and then when you see the success of it, and these things are important because they take our time, they eat up our time, and if you're trapped in a difficult situation like I am at this moment in time, then you try to take every opportunity possible to connect with your children, right? And so I can connect through the digital sphere with my children when they are not here, and that is important. Yeah. It's obviously not a great and perfect situation, but their interests are my interests, and so if my children say, "Do you want to play Fortnite with me?" I say yes. Like the answer is automatic. Yeah, sure. Well, are you going to tell me that work is more important? Sometimes it is. Don't get me wrong. Like I wouldn't cancel this meeting to go and to play a video game with my kids, but there are many things that I can reschedule where I can go, forget it. I'll go into, if my kids want to do that, then I will do that. Like my daughter sends me messages saying, I want to play Roblox with you. I'm like, okay, that's good. That's cool. So so the whole world is big and getting bigger right now, and it's taking over everything else. When you realize that Fortnite teenagers can make more money than professional footballers.
Mm.
Well, I say semi-professional footballers because there's different levels, of course. But it's quite shocking. And the same way, here's a thought that because my son asked me yesterday. He asked me, "Do you think that I will be able to get to university playing video games?" And I said, "Well, I don't really think that's the best way to to get to university. Personally, I think the best way to get there is to be intelligent and to work hard and to earn it. But at the same time, if you can get a scholarship for golf and you can get a scholarship for basketball and you can get a scholarship for other sports, it would make sense in 5 to 10 years that you can get a scholarship for esports in the digital sphere. So I can see that happening as people become more and more, as the games become more and more well known, as people become celebrities and become more popular, and the universities will get some credibility for having certain people at their universities. And so it's a sort of symbiotic relationship that could work both ways. And interesting, not to mention the sort of crossover of franchises and developments, like we see comic book characters appearing in video games, and that sort of crazy mix of reality and non-reality appearing together, as will happen in the business world with augmented reality, where it's about 5 years away now, but in about 5 years, the Google glasses are going to return, and people are going to not be looking at their phones. They're just going to be clicking the side of their glasses to answer their calls and talk to people, and it'll be very comfortable and very user-friendly and very dangerous in terms of privacy and security, because there won't really be any at that point in time. But that might be the sacrifice that's necessary to move forward a little bit. But yeah, it's all interesting. So yeah, when I saw how much money was made by this game on the market, I was like, wow. So that's where people's attention and focus is. I think it's something that a lot of the bigger companies, it's not on their radar yet, but it will be as technology grows, and they need to think about how are we going to market, how are we going to advertise, how are we going to make the consumer, the customer, aware of our brand. And here's an example. If there was let's say let's have a theoretical example that there's a big international paper company that that sells toilet tissue, yeah, and they want to get the brand name of their toilet tissue in the face of their customers, their consumers, families, and people at home. And let's say that less and less people are watching television, and so that's not the way. And there's maybe less. People are going out less, perhaps. So putting advertisements at bus stops and your traditional billboards, that's not working. So let's say this big company sponsors a small game on a gaming platform, and they have, let's say the company is called, I don't know, JC. Okay, just pick 2 letters, JC. Yeah, for whatever reason. And it's in this game is like the JC paper game.
Mhm.
And all the young people are going to see it, and if it's interesting, they're going to play it, and it will enter the consciousness of that group of society.
Mhm.
And we all know that children influence their parents' purchases. We also know that in general in the household, women are more responsible for most purchases that happen in a home.
Mhm.
It's crazy, but it's well, maybe it's not crazy. I don't know. It's you might think it would be 50-50, or in some homes it would be men more than women, but it's actually I think more than 95% of cases, women are responsible for the purchases that end up in a home. Going to be different for every home very slightly, but usually the things in a home are designed in general to make the woman's life easier and more comfortable. A modern cooker or washing machine, or an organized cupboard for clothes, or whatever, or like behind you on the shelf is a little plant pot with a plant in it.
Mhm.
Maybe you bought it, maybe your partner bought it. I would think there's a higher probability that your partner bought it, right?
Exactly.
There you go. Women are responsible. It's just the way that it works out, and so if the name of the company can be put in the world or sphere of the children, and the children influence the mother, then there might be more attraction towards certain purchases. There's the ancient example. I don't know what the future is going to be like in this area, but the old example is mom and dad and the children go to the supermarket, and they push their trolley around the supermarket, and the children are like pulling on the parents' clothes, going, "Mom, mom, look, it's Kellogg's cornflakes," or I don't know, whatever product, or it's Tony the Tiger, or I don't really know what it would be in different countries, but and then the parents buy products to keep the children happy because it's something that the children would like, and so I think we can see in the future that companies that are forward thinking are going to be looking at sponsoring certain things in that area. There you go. That's my little marketing speech about technology. But although women choose most of the objects in the home, most of the technology in a home, men are responsible for. So that's kind of where it balances itself out, where men will choose the hi-fi system, or the television, or the computer, or it'll be men that look at all the technical specifications of the washing machine, but and look at whether it will fit into the kitchen, right? And a woman that will be looking at, okay, now which function, now can I wash the 60 degrees and 70 degrees, or is it just 30 degrees or 80 degrees or whatever, and then the washing powder and stuff. So yeah, everybody's got their little area there that they look at. Anyway,